Gravenberch away from Mainu. Gravenberch! Oh, he caught that sweep. Bruno Fernandes. Lisandro Martinez! Oh! Thunders it in for Manchester United at Anfield! A goal rare and precious! Gravenberch was last back. McAllister. Gakpo! Fabulous goal! Amongst the men of Liverpool's moment, Cody Gakpo stepped up. Fernandes could come down here for Salah, and there are handball questions.
I think his hand was high.
Again from Garnacho. Garnacho's cross. Ahmad! Well, that shakes it up again. Manchester United are not going away. Is Joshua Zirkzee. Maguire! Has cleared the crossbar of it. That is a fallen head. That is a belting football match in the finest tradition.
Ball here for Kulusevski, and from the angle that's turned around by David Raya. In goes the cross from the corner. Solanke was thinking about coming on. Son then places it, scores!
Wow, I think there's a deflection in there, but what a finish.
Well, the Tottenham captain, with that big beaming smile on his face, scores his 8th goal of the season and scores his 9th goal against Arsenal as a Tottenham player, and for all of the early pressure from the home, the majority of which have been punched away by the Tottenham goalkeeper, and he's not going to get to this one because Gabriel does. And once again, Arsenal's number 6 delivers from a set piece. He's so difficult to defend, and he heads Arsenal level in the North London derby.
A bit of speed in which he travels.
Partey's won it. Ødegaard on the move for Arsenal. Quickly through to Trossard. Got to get somebody in the box though, Arsenal. Trossard does it himself! Doesn't need anybody else! He's gone through the goalkeeper into the back of the net, and Trossard says to the Tottenham supporters, I can't hear you now! 2-1 to Arsenal!
Dragusin has to get across there quicker. He has to understand there's danger. Look, get across, get out to him before he gets in the 18.
Pedro Porro whips it in, hits the outside of the post, and judging by his reaction, title race and supremacy in the north of the capital city belongs once again to Arsenal.
Ball forward by Trevor Chalobah, was up towards Nicholas Jackson, and Kasanov's header is short. Jackson lays the ball across, and it's a goal for Chelsea, for Noni Madueke, and it is a mistake from the new signing that has set Chelsea up for the opening goal. It falls short from the new defender. Jackson pounced, and Foden takes it on the turn and lashes it. That had some force.
Both attacks.
Haaland with the flick on, Gvardiol. Roscoe Gvardiol. To win, a really well-timed one as well. And he prods it just wide. He's a real danger to... Played over the top for Nunes, who's made the run in from the outside this time. And he's going to break for Gvardiol! And if anyone in Manchester City's ranks has deserved a goal, he has, and he gets one. The Premier League's top scoring defender this season on the mark again. Well from Haaland, but he's found his target. Marmoush! Again looking for Erling Haaland.
He's doing well. This is classic Haaland, old school Haaland.
Goalkeeper's come a long way and pays for it. Sanchez went walkabouts and Haaland finds his target, and from 1-0 down, Manchester City have recovered their composure and lead 2-1.
Well, earlier on in the week, Pep Guardiola talked about a more modern style of football that's direct, and it is.
Bruyne with that clearance, and Haaland has helped it on, and Foden's through. This could settle it for Manchester City. And now the feeling in this stadium will be that they are back. If they can beat rival contenders like Chelsea, like this, then maybe they are. With a win. The game, in some respects, couldn't have started worse for Pep Guardiola, who launched.
Kanji got into trouble. It's played forward here for Kai Havertz. And it's gone! Arsenal are out of the blocks! A gift! Property. Marmouche into the mix. Brilliant reaction.
That's a
From
hell of a
Ryan.
save. What a save.
Togan's given it away. And Kai Havertz has pulled it wide.
He didn't want it. I'm telling you, the first one that he passes to.
Totting up. And this year there's the Liverpool complication too. Foden. Savinho. Haaland! One big touch!
Oh, wrong way. He needs to go for Gabriel, surely. He's not done though.
Erling Haaland insists on his moment. And additionally speaking, but it's phenomenal effort. Thomas Partey running! And Arsenal have their lead back in a trice! Gabriel's joining in now. Rice. Miles Lewis Skinny! Stunning! The boy becomes a man! And we got Martinelli going. Gabriel Martinelli at full lick. Havertz. No, scored! That's how it feels!
Oh, it's such a big moment for him.
Beautiful switch. Mary. What a hit! What a hit! What a star! What a game to the dream. They do so with vigour and zest and style. They do so extra. Alejandro Garnacho! Great reach for Vicario. Dallo off the line.
Oh, so many chances.
Borrow by Bentancur. Son flashes it across. Bergvall has a hit. It's fired in by Madison and Tottenham lead. He's back at the board. Fernandez has found Alejandro Garnacho, who has hoisted it high. Stanso came down for Garnacho! Terrific stop, sharply down at his near post by Son. Kulusevski beaten away by Onana, out by De Ligt, on by Maguire. The sweet, warming taste of victory. One man's comfort is another's deep unease. by McAllister, on by Szoboszlai, hit by Salah! There's that beaming Egyptian smile again! The Reds are bouncing up and down. Alexander-Arnold, Salah running from onside. Away from Guardiola, and set for Szoboszlai! Who's stopping them? Liverpool are meaning this, and some. They're closing in. Rolled in for Marmoush! Foden was begging for it.
Oh, it's amazing. You could be tuning.
Diaz. Oh, it's a good hit, and it's a very good reach from Ederson. And Liverpool are in a pretty tasty place. Perhaps it's the day.
But he didn't follow his runner, and Nunez has crossed it into Haaland. First shot on target for him, and he will be disappointed he didn't do more to test for colour. Doku trying to trip his way past Pedro Porro. He's found Haaland this time. And Tottenham Hotspur are behind. And Haaland is back, and he is crushing it in the capital again. He loves coming to London. Skipping past all comers, it's still Jeremy Doku. Vicario had to watch that through a crowd of bodies. Dangerous tonight. And it's a decent ball in towards Savinho, and that's a big miss. That should have been 2-0, and he knows it. Porro with the delivery. Aimed in towards Danso, and Ederson had to backpedal and tip that over the top. It's Johnson into Son, it's a good save, might come back to Son again. And Diaz tidies up, it's to overturn the goal. Here is Papsar at the other end. 1-0 or 2-0, it does finish in Manchester City's favour. And just when you think that things are starting to turn for you,
this could put at the end of the first half, if he can strike it well. Bruno Fernandes! The captain delivers! What a goal! And completely against the run of play! Odegaard, no one marking him! Manchester United relieved to see that over. It took a touch. Here's the corner delivery, no one marking Rice this time. That was a couple of shots that Arsenal have been. Mazraoui! What a save from David Raya! That would have been. Nice bit of turning there, and Declan Rice equalises for Arsenal! He scores at the Stretford end and tells the Manchester United fans to calm down. Manchester United won, Arsenal won. Mitchell wants to take it on himself. He had options. He thought there might have been a deflection. Look at this. Bruno Fernandes! Saved by Raya! Off the goal line! It didn't go over. A thrilling end to the game, but nothing to separate them in the end. A goal apiece, a point.
The Farber not getting it, and it's pushed away in the end as Rice hits it over. It deflected back on. Here's Rice having a go from range, and that had Sanchez worried. Yeah, start. Odegaard's kick gets the flick, and it's an effective one from Mikel Merino. The makeshift striker steps up to the plate again. Lovely flicked header. And Cucurella! Oh, it slipped away from Raya, and he is breathing a massive sigh of...
Crossed by Martinelli, Rice let it run, and it was Mourinho's effort. It's a good save by Sanchez. In fact, it's the makeshift Mikel Mourinho who's won the day for them with his first. They're looking for a breakthrough with Nicholas Jackson, who leaned into it. Oh, it's hit the post. It could very nearly have been an own goal in the opening. Neto's ball in, beyond Cucurella, Sancho! Here's Cucurella. Back in by Palmer, Fernandes! Blue heaven again for Chelsea in this derby, and it's the Chelsea skipper who's come up with the goods. Johnson up against Cucurella, driven across the Son, and Sanchez making an important Champions League quest, gets a massive boost, and their dominance over Tottenham Hotspur continues. They're up to 4.
And now Phil Foden to skid one wide of the near post. Kovacic for Ilkay Gundogan. It's not a bad hit. Omar Mamouche. They've got across. Whips in towards Hoyland. Came out for Ugarte. Nobody twitched. Not by any stretch a classic of its kind. Perhaps you might say a neat summary for. Exchange with McAllister. Mo Salah indicates he's in the mood. Back in by Szoboszlai. Oh! Cody Gakpo's acrobatic. Madison with depth. That's a good header. And there is a kick in the shins for the seemingly certain Dominic Solanke has risen for Spurs and stuck a pin in the atmosphere. Salah sifted through for Szoboszlai. Diaz! Flags up, flags up.
I thought he was on. I mean, we're not in line, so you're always just making the judgment call from a position.
Tell, nicked back by Ravenberg, and hit by McAllister! Oh, it's a beauty! And now you've got to believe them! McAllister's take, Bergvall away. Onto it here is Cody Gakpo! Champions now, beyond all reasonable doubt. With the thick end of an hour still to play. The charge with Diaz one way, Salah the other. Dominic Szoboszlai. Mo Salah! Sunshine and champagne! Trent Alexander-Arnold, Diogo Jota, and touched in for number 5. And it's an own goal. As much about Tottenham misery. And for the 20th time. Through for Palmer, ahead of whom is Neto. Tsimikas in reverse, Neto forcing him back and feeding it for Fernandes! a smooth Chelsea goal against the champions. It's Pedro Neto. Who rippled the netting from the outside.
Yeah.
Gas. Palmer's around him. Van Dijk's clearance bounce back in. And Chelsea's lead is doubled. Tsimikas, Salah. Collected it so sweetly and rolled it against the post, and Alisson can pick it up.
Well, that would have been fitting.
McAllister's corner, Van Dijk! Gives Liverpool an interest into the last 6 minutes at the bridge.
Well, you didn't have to be a set-piece coach to work out that that was coming. They just...
Liverpool have 30 seconds to launch something. Caicedo's gone in, Cross have fouled him, and Chelsea have... Cole Palmer crowns a regal display, and Chelsea see off the champions. For Chelsea, a win of genuine substance. To play it in, and Bukayo Saka to roll it wide. And there was no flag.
No, there was no flag. I'm going to... As that ball was played in front of him, didn't look across.
Robertson, goal!
He's made up for it.
Nails it near post, and the champions are in front. A fortnight ago, Sommers lies onside, and Diaz can walk it in for two. They're on a high, and some.
I think I mentioned it in the first 5 minutes. There were signs that the Arsenal...
Diaz. Curtis Jones!
Well, we're seeing an exhibition from Mo.
Trossard.
Great chance they just had.
Trossard in, and Gabriel Martinelli has nudged Arsenal back to within one.
Well done, Mikel Arteta. Well done, Arsenal.
Saka. Martinelli gone! Alisson got across. Marino followed it in, and Arsenal are level. Well, they have dug deep for that.
Well,
And Robertson has lifted it high and wide. Martin Odegaard! Within Indy to Arsenal for turning that into the contest it became.
Right, but he ignores him for now and looks for Madueke! It was a good spot by Palmer, and Madueke just couldn't keep the... Just past Palmer. James! A thumping strike from Reece James. Here's Amad Diallo, 3 up with him. Fernandez!
He wanted it earlier off and...
Neto. James, nice turn. Nice clip across, Cucurella! Madueke, could he make it too? Well, maybe he should have. Diallo causing a real fright now for Chelsea, and Sanchez got down really well. Well, that was imperative. to keep their Champions League qualification hopes alive. It was an evening in which they